You're listening to a Countout Podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Waters. I am your host, Mikey Manfredi, and joining me, as always, is the other host of this show, Zach Big Beef Batista. Zach, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. The break was nice. I won't even lie.
Yeah.
It was a nice break from wrestling. But we back in this bitch once again after
Indeed.
The break.
Yeah, we are back again. We returned from our short hiatus, and we are back to bring you more indie wrestling matches. And Zach, we got a good bunch today. I believe you wanna start talking about what we got picked?
Of course. So, starting out the gate, or I guess not. We haven't checked the side of the order actually, but we've got.
Let's decide it right now, on air, live for the people.
Yeah, sure. I'm down to do what I like to call the wrestling sandwich.
Wrestling sandwich?
One men's match, the women's match, and then the other men's match, or technically men's match, them match. We'll go with that, because one of the members is them.
Nice. That was I like a them match.
Them match.
All right, yeah, let's get started. So, what do we take a look? What do we take a look at first? Oh my god, I can't talk today.
It's fine.
I'm stuttering so bad.
We have like a hiatus off a week. We'll get our grip. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. The absolute state of this podcast. Let's start with So let's start off with Drake Frost versus Duke Lawrence from Phoenix Pro Wrestling.
Yes, let's do that. This is the definition of big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I think it was Frost's nickname was the boss of Haas Island. I think was his
boss of Haas Island. I love it.
Yeah, I was like, all right, you've got me already.
Is the boss of Haas Island also friends with Bob Ross?
Yeah, he's also friends with Rick Ross, who gets lost in the sauce. Oh man. So all
right, I'm at a loss.
Oh my god, I'm about to toss you out the window from that, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. Let's finish talking about this match and get our point across.
Yes. Oh no. No! Oh, you! Oh, I can't believe... Oh, I feel like I just got RKO'd out of nowhere when I was about to get back into that. Oh, fuck you, man. Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright. I could go all day with this, because I love me some puns and wordplay, but let's get into the match, okay? So,
yeah, let's do it.
Slight notes about this match. This is Lawrence's debut match, and Frost is a former Phoenix Pro Wrestling champion who held the belt for a year before he was dethroned.
Mm-hmm.
So, big shoes for Lawrence to try to fill to kick the ass of Frost.
I will say, I think Lawrence made a pretty good debut here, because Lawrence really brought it, doing some stuff big men usually don't.
Yeah, so this match starts off, and it's like a collar and elbow tie-up, a lot of like, I'm stronger than you, I'm stronger than you, and then none of them are stronger than each other. It's
Classic.
Just a stalemate, yeah. Frost, being the veteran, puts Drake in a headlock. Lawrence gets out of said hold. Frost puts him in like a top wrist lock, and Lawrence just rolls forward and then kips up. I was like, the fuck? Okay.
It looked cool.
It did. And I remember the commentator, I think he said, that was the most extravagant way I've ever seen anyone get out of a top wrist lock, but okay.
Hey, you gotta, sometimes you listen, it's wrestling, right? Yeah. You gotta give them the show.
So I was like, okay, alright. So after this, I put some aside.
The old razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, the old razzle-dazzle. Jazz hands. So Frost eventually tries to escape this, tries to shoulder tackle Lawrence to the ground. Instead, the two bounce off each other. At the behest of him, Lawrence tries to do the same thing, same results, and then Frost goes for it again, and Lawrence fucking leapfrogs over him mid-run and hits him with a jumping shoulder tackle, which knocks him down. That was a very nice leapfrog. I was just like, okay, well, shit.
Nobody saw it coming. It was just like, oh, he got up there, huh?
But wait, there's more, because Lawrence then hits an Escalera fucking arm drag off the top rope.
Which was... It is wild to watch a big man like that move like he was.
Yeah, Frost was basically me and Mikey after that, which was he got out of the ring and had to like catch his breath and go like, what the fuck, man?
Because same.
Yeah, literally.
I get it.
I actually really like this spot in this match, only because it not only makes Lawrence look like a legitimate threat, because of, the athleticism, but Frost selling it as like, this former champion who held this belt for a year was like, Jesus Christ, I need
just
to
like, whew, hold on, give me, 1 sec.
1 sec. And he's like wandering around, Lawrence like, oh, I'm gonna suicide dive, and then he flips into the ropes, and then bounces back into the ring, and I was like, this man's just flexing on him now.
He really was. He did the whole back handspring thing, and it's like, damn, dude's just flipping around like crazy. And
and he had the crowd
being like, look what I can do, and you can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the crowd was eating out the palm of his hand this match.
Like,
they were fully committed to this. I was too. And
I was in, it was great.
Fully also against Frost, which was great, because it really made the face spots and heel spots pop, as they say. Mm-hmm. God, I sound so old saying that. But eventually, Lawrence goes out, beats Frost up, throws him back to the ring, gets in, eats a running back elbow to the face from Frost, and he grinds Lawrence into the ground while taunting the crowd. Lawrence then eventually mounts a comeback with some consecutive forearms, but Frost responds with the Boss Man Slam because it's a Haas fight. There's got to be a Boss Man Slam somewhere in there.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm. They're both down and out for a little bit here, but Frost gets up and taunts the crowd again before beating down Lawrence in the corner. Doesn't last long, though, because Lawrence dodges a body splash, responds with several body splashes of his own, and then a shoulder tackle to the gut. And when Frost wobbles out of the corner, Lawrence nails him with a running big boot to the face, followed by a diving back elbow to the chest from the second rope. They get back to their feet and go counter for counter each other as they attempt to hit each other with a clothesline to finish this match, because evidently Lawrence also uses the clothesline as his finisher.
Yeah, I mean, I like that ending though.
Yeah, because
this match was like short, sweet, and just two big guys beating. It was a good hoss fight. Mm-hmm. It was short, but I think they threw a lot in it, and it just made it feel like a good hoss fight. Yeah. And it ended with a lariat. You can't get more hoss fight than that.
Yeah. I forgot to mention in my thing. The person that hit the lariat was Frost. He sidestepped a spear from Lawrence, and Lawrence fell to his feet. I was like, oh, that's new. And then he just got lariat, and I was like, okay, fair.
All right, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a great big guy match. I really enjoyed it. I really just enjoyed two guys smacking against each other as hard as they can and seeing who fell last. You know. Yeah,
and Duke Lawrence, that stood out for me, man. I came in this not knowing either one, and by the end I was like, Frost is good. Lawrence is great, because the man did the shit that man pulled off in the ring. I was like, okay, put you on my radar of wrestlers to look out for.
Absolutely, I would look out for more of him in the future. I think he's gonna be doing some cool stuff, and I can't wait to see what comes out. I can't wait to see what comes out of both of these guys. Yeah, for sure.
Frost did a real he was very much felt like the ring general in this match for me. Really was man knew his ropes, knew how to get the crowd really eager to see him get his face pounded in.
yeah, they definitely did. They definitely got me amped to see it. Especially, man, again, just when he started doing the athletic stuff, it just took me by surprise, and I was immediately more invested.
Mm. Oh yeah, for sure. Normally this match might have gotten maybe a meh for me because I thought it was fine, but the athletic sequence from Lawrence, honestly for me, bumped it up to the high meh. It elevated the match for me.
I agree. I think I like a high meh here too. like you said, Lauren's doing all the crazy, Lauren's doing, all the high-flying stuff and the leapfrogs and, teasing the suicide dive and doing the back handspring. That was all super sick. And, like you said, Frost sold it like a champion, especially when he just, the surprise at first, where it was just whoa, how did he just do that?
Wait a second
made the match pretty great, yeah.
Bam was like, I signed up for a hoss fight, not a fucking flippy shit fight against me. What the fuck?
Wait, when did this become a lucha thing? Hold on.
Alright, so let's get into our women's match for the evening. You picked this one, Mike.
Yes, why don't we? Yeah, so this match is between Laura Loveless and Layla Lennox from ICS Pro Wrestling. I saw this match, and I remember seeing, I believe Loveless was on... Who was on Dark? One of these two was on Dark. I can't remember who it was.
For sure, if I'm fairly confident.
The two double L names is screwing with my brain.
Yeah, I want to say it was... I want to say Loveless, but hold on. I'm not... See, this is the joy of the internet now. I can look this up. Yeah, she was on Dark.
So Layla was on Dark.
Yeah, Lena Lennox was on Dark. I
got it.
My brain said it, but my body, my mouth was like, it's Loveless, right? And I'm like...
It's the double L names, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, dude, there's a point where, they started calling them Lena and Laura, and I thought they had mixed them up, only to realize my notes were corrected me, and I was like...
Layla, Laura, oh, come on.
4 L's in these names.
There's so much to mix up. Anyway, now that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how good this match was, and right in the beginning, it starts off, and they chirp at each other a lot.
Yeah, this match is a Halloween match because it's a Halloween show. So Lennox is dressed up like the devil, and Loveless is, because she's the siren, is dressed up like a siren, kinda. And she basically played up the fact that because Lennox is the devil, she's like, I don't want any part of her. And every time Lennox kind of stepped towards her, she's like, get her the fuck away from me. I do not want a single bit of her. She is the devil.
She's like, no.
Amused me. And Lennox was like, okay, fine. All right, you had your kicks. Get in the ring. Come on. Let's fucking do this shit. And I was like, yes, I'll agree with this.
Game time.
So the two lock up, get a couple minutes of back and forth trading holds as they try to get control of the match, as per usual, as you've listened on this show before.
Yeah, it's a pretty normal start to a wrestling match.
Yeah, it's broken up after Lennox rolls Loveless forward and tries to body splash her in the corner, but Loveless moves out of the way under the apron and, gets a handful of her hair and slams her face first into the turnbuckle.
Mm-hmm.
She clotheslines Lennox then and locks her in a chokehold after messing with her devil's tail, which she sells like it's actually her tail, which I was amused by as well.
I mean, to be fair, it was very rude.
It was extremely rude. It even, it was so rude that the tail never recovered and ended up on her hip the rest of the match, not her tailbone.
You don't just mess with someone's costume on Halloween.
Yeah, come on, bro. Party foul. What the fuck?
What a heel.
What a heel. So,
what a heel.
She beats Lennox around from ring to ring, corner to corner. Wow.
It's a War Games match, baby!
Hey, side note, now that William Regal's in AEW, I need to hear him say blood and guts at one point.
Blood and guts. Oh, it's not gonna hit the same though.
It's
you can already tell.
But it might though, because William Regal is William Regal, and he'd find a way to make it work.
He'd be like blood and guts, and it'd be really cool.
I would love it. Or he could be like, "We're gonna fight through blood and guts," and I'd be like,
"That was good. That was a good impression."
Oh, thank you. I try with my fucking British accents, and thanks to D&D. But anywho, off that tangent a bit. While that was going on, Loveless basically was just beating Lennox down around the ring. It's just Loveless just keeps smothering Lennox whenever she tries to do anything. I think my favorite spot here I put down was Lennox just laying on the ropes, and Loveless drop kicked the ropes that she was laying on, so the ropes bounced back into her throat. And I was like, oh, that's innovative. Okay.
Yeah, that was a sweet little spot. I had that written down here as well.
Mm-hmm. Continues on until Lennox gets her boot up in the corner and knocks Loveless down. And she doesn't stay in control, though, because Loveless is like, no, I'm the champ, so I'm not going to lose this. And she gets back to her feet, knocks Lennox back to the corner, beats her down until she's laying on the bottom turnbuckle. She then winds up to punt kick Lennox in the corner, oddly enough, because I've never seen someone just straight be like, I'm going to punt kick you in the face.
Hey, man. Sometimes, again, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah,
That's wrestling.
Hey, I was
sometimes you just gotta kick someone's head off.
I was all for it. I was like, I want to see how this looks. I want to see how
as Daniel Bryan
looks. Yeah, fortunately, it doesn't work because Lennox rolls out of the way. So Loveless, like mid swing of her kick, like tries to stop herself and ends up kicking the bottom turnbuckle.
Mm-hmm.
Lennox tries to roll her up, fails, falls out with several strikes and a couple running strikes in the corner. After this, she tries to snap mirror Loveless out of the corner, but Loveless blocks it, so they fight control over who's going to suplex who instead. And in the end, Lennox wins with a bridging Northern Lights suplex. Very nice.
Yes.
Loveless kicks out of this, though, so she hits a running clothesline on her in the corner. So Lennox doing this. Hits a running clothesline on Loveless in the corner, snap mirrors her out this time, rolls her face first into the mat, then punt kicks her in the chest as she's sitting back up. But Loveless kicks out, though, and then she comes back with a bridging fisherman suplex that again, Lennox is able to kick out of.
Yeah, still doesn't finish the match.
Nothing left to lose at this point. Loveless is like, all right, I'm going to try sentoning off the top rope, but Lennox rolls out of the way. And seeing this as her opportunity, Lennox is like, I'm going to Russian leg sweeper, which she tries really hard to do, but Loveless just refuses to let that happen. And then
No.
And then she, in her final defiance, hits her with a stunner, and then a TKO that drops Lennox face first into her knee. It's Austin Theory's finisher. If you watch WWE Raw.
It looked like an F5 into a GTS.
Honestly, yeah. That's a good way to describe it, and she picks up the win.
Yeah, this match was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a little slow, but I think all in all it was good.
Yeah. These two seem pretty well acquainted with each other in the ring. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. The part, like I said, the part in the beginning for me kind of dragged on where they were going back and forth with the holds.
Yeah, it was like
I felt like it lasted a little bit long.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think all in all, this was a solid match. It showed off both of them very well. I think Loveless was dominating most of the time, though. You know.
Yeah. There was a lot. Like my notes are so short because it's literally I'm like, how do I describe a heel grinding down a face without saying? Beats them up in the corner, drags her face across the rope, beats them on the ground. It becomes redundant eventually.
The heel beatdown, yeah. It was fine. I liked it, and both of these women did a solid job.
What would you give this match? Since I went before.
I think I'm gonna give it a meh. I think it was good. Like I said, the pacing felt a little off. It was all in all solid match though.
Agreed. There's not really like this. It's fine.
Yes, it was fine. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, basically. So moving on to that, let's move on to the them match, as I so butchered in the beginning of this.
Yes,
we've got
sorry, go ahead.
The God himself, JTG, going against the protagonist of professional wrestling, Kid Bandit.
Yes, this is a student versus teacher match, correct?
Correct. You chose this match too, and I was like, I don't know where he found this match, but especially after the collective, I was so pumped to see this. Yeah,
that's exactly what I did. The collective, Kid Bandit showed up during the collective a few times and caught my attention. So I was like, you know what I need to bring this week? A Kid Bandit match. So I did.
I see Kid Bandit stuff in the ring, and I'm like, what? Where have I been that I haven't known about them? Like they appeal to my inner weeb. I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of their thing, right? Is that they're just a giant weeb, and it's great.
It's amazing. They'll make Senpai notice them, whether they want to or not.
Yeah. All right, let's get into talking about this match.
Yeah, this.
It was a solid back and forth to start off.
Yeah, it's like
I liked how they were the way they weren't making anyone go over each other in the beginning. It was kind of setting up the fact that like, yeah, Kid Bandit has learned a lot and could go, you know, because they were just going back and forth with JTG like real good.
Yeah, I liked how at the beginning, Bandit's like, come on, you're my teacher, right? Just give me a handshake. And JT's like, fine. All right. And, like, I love how this match was such a clash of styles, despite the fact that it's a student versus teacher type match.
Yes.
Like, fundamental-wise, Bandit's been trained by JTG, but these two could not be any more different with how they wrestle in the ring. Like, at all.
They're very different in terms of, like, build, too, right? So that makes sense.
Like, JTG, if you haven't seen, is fucking swole like a fridge.
Dude, JTG got big.
Yeah, he's been big for a while, but, like, he is defined AF right now. Like, the man, gives Brian Cage a run for his money. He might even be bigger than Brian Cage, to be honest. Like, he's huge. And then you got Kid Bandit, who is skinny and much more lighter on their feet than JTG.
Indeed.
So, this match, like, we get, like, a nice couple quick kicks from Bandit at the start, and then JTG gets his hands on them and slams them to the mat, like, just effortlessly. He's like, didn't I teach you that move? Go to the gym. That's what I want you to do. And I was like, oof.
Got him.
And then he gets kicked in the face on the floor, and Bandit works JTG's arm until JTG just socks him in the jaw and yanks him into the mat. This is where it was. The most aggressive arm wringer I've ever goddamn seen. This is where the match was. Like,
yeah.
He damn near pulls Bandit's arm out of their socket. Like, everyone in the crowd, including the commentators, was like, oh, Jesus, dude.
That was, like, whoa, chill.
Chill, dude.
That was a lot.
That was the equivalent of a curve stomp to an arm, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it was wild. Just throwing Kid Bandit straight into the ring.
Yeah, so Bandit's arms worked over, but they get out of the JTG's grasp thanks to creative use of the ropes, which allows them to Irish whip JTG and trip him with he drops down to they drop down to the floor and trip JTG. And I love this because they're oh my god, it worked!
Yeah, that ruled.
I will never not pop for this spot because it's always so unexpected. It's like an Easter egg
whenever someone
wrestling.
Actually gets tripped by it, yeah.
It's like an Easter egg in wrestling where, like, it happens and you're like, wait, what? Hold on. It actually worked.
It worked as intended?
Yeah, it's like when Battlefield, when you're reloading a gun and you get one of those rare animations where it's like a super, super extra way to reload a gun.
Like a random third hand from out of nowhere.
Yes.
It's like, here's a mag, bro.
It's it's awesome. So after they trip JTG, they're so surprised that they're like, Teach, it worked! And JTG's like, get the fuck out my face.
Yeah.
Annoyed. So JTG tries to drop down and trip a Bandit like what happened to him, but Bandit sees this, jumps over him, and then drives an elbow into his back. And it's followed by Bandit quickly moving around and out of JTG's grip before Shoryukening him into the face.
Which was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Shoryuken, in case of those of you who don't know that don't play video games, that is a rising uppercut.
Yeah. And it looked dirty.
It did. Sadly for them, though, the momentum's not long-lived for this world, because after receiving a boot to the face in the corner, JTG hoists them up and just slams them into the mat with a flapjack.
Brutal.
Yeah. Then he goes and uses his overwhelming advantage in the power department to force a pin on Bandit, but Bandit's able to fight back, and eventually JTG locks hands with Bandit, and he's just he looks at them as he stands up and he goes, you're not gonna like this, and he man modes this shit, and by basically pulling Bandit up by their hands into a spine buster back to the floor, and it's fucking awesome. I loved it. It was, like I said, it was a complete man mode moment, and Bandit valiantly fights back against JTG over and over again, but, consistently, JTG's just got powers. The man could probably lift 5 bandits with one arm tied behind his back if he wanted to.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. JTG was really just overpowering Bandit this whole match. Mm-hmm. That was kind of it was the outspeed versus outpower kind of thing, right? It's like, who's gonna win, fast or strong?
Yeah. However, thanks to the fighting spirit and the support of the crowd and the power of friendship, basically.
The power of friendship, yes.
Bandit strikes back to their feet, lands up on their feet out of a backdrop, and then question mark kicks JTG in the back of the head. And from here, keeps knocking into JTG with running forearm strikes, but none of them can really knock them off his feet. And eventually, Bandit's like, well, fuck it. And they just throw every strike they can at him until eventually he falls to his knees. And I love how commentator's like, well, I mean, it worked. Like I said, Mike, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta start pummeling them.
And then from here, Bandit repeatedly roundhouse kicks JTG in the arm they were working over, I believe. And then the last one, they wind up this big kick. JTG's like, I know this. My student does like ducks. Bandit like stops mid kick. He gets up, beans him in the side of the head with the kick. But they aren't done because they go, lend me your energy, channeling their inner Goku.
It was great. And
hit an absolute bomb, pun intended, of a spin kick to the back of JTG's neck, damn near knocking him out. I got flashbacks to Ninja Mac versus Yo-Yo from Bloodsport here. And I was all for it. And
it was sweet.
I actually thought JTG was going to lose here, too. But,
really?
Yeah, because I was like, wow, he's just out cold. Okay, kicks out at 2. I was like, well, Bandit better pray to the god of anime, because now Spirit Bomb ain't going to work. I don't know what will. So, and then
he has the power of God and anime on his side.
And he gets... and they get onto the apron and go for a springboard crossbody, which they have dubbed the Rasengan. Fucking love it. God, my old childhood Naruto fan of me was just like, fuck yeah. They go, springboard into the ring, and JTG catches them and hits an absolutely wild-looking spinning bossman slam on Bandit. He goes for his finisher then, the Brooklyn's Edge. Nice touch. But Bandit
was very good.
Wiggles out of it, locks him in an armbar finisher of theirs. Unfortunately, I didn't hear what weeb name they picked for this, because the moment they lock it in, JTG was like, nope, go fuck yourself. And he deadlifts them up into the air, buckle bombs them into the bottom turnbuckle. Looked disgusting. Like, I was like, oh. And Bandit's like just dead. They're just dead at this point. They're like limp on the ground. I'm like, oh. And JTG hoists them up in the Razor's Edge position, runs forward, drops them like out of their hands mid-air into a neck breaker for the win.
Yeah, JTG gets the win here over Kid Bandit, but man, did Kid Bandit put on a show.
They certainly did, and I really liked this match. I liked how they, what's the word here? I liked how this match, the story was a coach versus student match, but the student was able to keep control of this match every time and whittle down their coach because they kept doing things that he wasn't expecting. Like Kid Bandit would like jump around and like just do like moves that you wouldn't expect them to do. And when this was happening, JTG was off his game and couldn't actually do anything. But the moment that Bandit would do something that JTG either had taught them or was aware of, JTG had a counter ready for it.
Yeah. It just shows that Kid Bandit just needs to keep developing their style, right?
Yeah, I mean, lately they've been channeling the Death Note with the book they bring around the ring, but so maybe they gotta add that to the repertoire somehow. I don't know how. But
I mean, it'd be a great heel move to just like use it as like a weapon.
It would be. Definitely
just,
would
like,
be.
Bonk people with it.
We'll see. But overall, I thought this was a great match. This match gets a high met for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think it got the marked out territory, but it was very good, and Kid Bandit definitely put on a one hell of a fight, and JTG showed why he's the teacher, right?
Yeah,
like
he consistently, ever since the first collective we watch, has impressed me whenever I see one of his matches these days. I'm like,
yeah, dude, JTG has stepped up his wrestling game, man. He is killing it. But yeah, it's a great match, and I think a good handful of matches this week. Huh, Zach?
Yeah, it was a nice return to form. Nothing bad.
Yeah.
Good couple great matches. God, I think it wasn't it last year we did the collective thing? We got a miss out on the episode back from that.
Oh, it was such a bummer.
And
it was such a bummer way to come back.
I was just like, I cannot believe this happened. The absolute state again. The absolute state. God.
We were so stoked to be back, and then we were just like, and this was sad. Like,
and crap.
Yeah. Oh. All right, so yeah, that is all of our matches this week. If you want to check those out, you can obviously go find the links over on our Twitter, following us at Indy Waters, of course. But before we get to the rest of the plugs, we have to do a couple more things. One, we have to give you a preview of what we got next week. So, Zach, you want to start us off since you picked the majority of them for next week?
But of course, following Mikey's lead from this week, I decided to pick a match from a participant in the collective that stood out to me as impressive, and that would be Keita Murray. I decided to pick Keita Murray versus Ray Romero Jr. at Santino Brothers Wrestling, which is a pro wrestling school academy, I'm pretty sure, too.
Very nice.
Yeah, the Santino brothers, Santino Morella obviously is what the first thing that stood out to me. So I am curious to see this match. Should hopefully be good.
I'm also curious to see what it's going to be like.
The next one I get was another participant who I have been trying to get a match from this person for months, and every time I tried to find one, I couldn't find one that fit what I was looking for. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Go on.
So, the match participant in question is Jordan Blade. Was in For the Culture that me and Ryan reviewed for the collective. Go watch that. It's a very fun conversation between me and Ryan and I about that awesome card. Versus Notorious Mimi at the Diamond Cup 2022, presented by, I believe it is actually GCW.
Interesting.
Which surprised me, because I was like, a GCW show on YouTube that's not been taken down. It's presented by Title Match Wrestling, too. So I was like, oh, okay.
Weird.
But yeah, Jordan Blade, if it's who I'm thinking, it's the same person. Every time I wanted to find a match for Jordan Blade, for some reason, I just could not find one that I just couldn't find one that, it is the same person. I just couldn't find one that I was like, that fit what I was looking for, and I was like, maybe next week. And it just kept going on and on to the point where I was like, one of these days, I'll pick a match for Jordan Blade. That's going to be next week, apparently. Sorry,
I guess it has to be.
That was a long tangent. Anyway, Mikey, give the people what our match, the last matches of the week. You even alluded to it at the beginning for a new change of pace.
Yes, my match for next week, I also picked somebody who I was impressed by at the collective yet again, and it was Alec Price. I picked Alec Price versus Big Beef from Limitless Wrestling. Because I want to see the prize Alec Price fight some more. Every match we've seen of his has been pretty good to great. So I just want to keep watching Alec Price matches and follow him and see what he can do.
I am a very big fan of Alec Price. I love his energy. I love his athleticism. You should all watch more of Alec Price. He's a good... I want to say up and comer, but he's been up and coming for a year or two now.
I also saw Big Beef at the collective during the BLP show because Big Beef went against Levi Everett in a tech. It was like a no DQ match. I think it was like a death match. I think it was pretty crazy.
Levi Everett.
Levi Everett. The one you're thinking of.
I was laughing because I was like, Amish dad, of course. And then you say death match. I'm like, the fuck? What? Huh?
Yeah. No, I was confused too. Oh, but it was actually really good.
That's great.
Apparently, in BLP, Levi Everett and Big Beef have been having beef for a long time.
Well,
and it was like a big blow off match. At BLP Norm over the collective weekend.
Damn. The more you know.
I talked about it with Sean Taggart and Lauren Rosenberg on episode 1 of our collective review that we did 2 weeks ago. So you should go check that out if you're looking to get into some more indie stuff. Zach also did a cool episode with more guests. A lot of fun features on that episode.
Yeah, this is our Infinity War of crossovers. That's
our Infinity War. This is the Count Out Cinematic Universe.
I mean, basically, happy hour is where we all convene for a drink, and then this is where everyone showed up from the portals. All right, actually, time to talk about wrestling all the time now.
Count out, assemble.
Does that mean that Amanda's then Thanos with the snap for the belt?
All the belts and the stones.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no, you're absolutely right though.
Someone's gonna have to Iron Man that shit from her eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, that's all of our that's the matches we're taking a look at next week. Once again, they're all going to be free on YouTube, and you can catch those on at Indie Waters on Twitter. And also, we have a fun announcement because on April the 30th of this year, of course, 2022, we are going to GCW deep in the showboat at Lennox City, and we are stoked. We are going to be there in our Indie Water shirts. And we have a special little announcement. If you, during the show, if you're going to be there, to our listeners who are here listening to the podcast, if you're going to be at the show, if you come find me and Zach, give the podcast a download or a follow, and give us a 5-star review on the podcast app of your choice, you're going to get a free t-shirt.
They're very comfortable and very well designed. Totally not biased at all.
Yeah, so if you totally not biased at all. So any Indie Waters fans coming to GCW In Too Deep, me and Zach are going to post a picture of us there once we get there. And if you could come find us and give us that 5-star review and the follow on the podcast, you get a free t-shirt. We have sizes ranging from small to 2XL.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be very cool. Hope to see all of you there and meet some fans of Indie Waters. We'd love to see you there and talk some wrestling during a kick-ass show.
Mm-hmm. What's been announced for that? Let me see. What's been announced for this card?
Yeah, why not? Let's see.
We've got Joey Janella versus Mike Bailey. Already, I get to see Mike Bailey in person.
We got to see Mike Bailey live.
Yeah, you and I both.
Oh my god!
This is an absolute win. Absolute win. This show could be bad, and this is an absolute win.
We have never had the chance to see Mike Bailey live because the first time we went to the Collective, he still wasn't allowed to wrestle in the United States. But now Mike Bailey is back, and this is our first ever opportunity to see Mike Bailey live. And oh my god, I'm gonna scream!
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking sick. Then we've got Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson versus Biz Busick. Slade.
That match is gonna be a slugfest.
Mm-hmm. Slade versus Sawyer Wreck. I've never heard of Sawyer Wreck, but Slade.
Sawyer Wreck had a great match at Planet Death. And absolutely impressed me, so I'm very excited to see what Sawyer Wreck can do against Slade.
We've got Akira versus Hoodfoot. That'd be a good match. And then we got John Wayne Murdoch versus Cole Radrick for the Ultraviolent title. And that's all we've got so far.
That Ultraviolent title match is going to be bonkers.
Mm-hmm. Lot of deathmatch. Oh, I don't know who Sawyer Wreck is. Okay. I am immediately more excited after... Okay. Fuck yeah.
This card is pretty cool. I'm really excited to go see a show. And like I said, if you find us there, free t-shirt. Mm-hmm. We'll tweet out a picture of where we're at when we get there. But you should definitely come say hi because we'd love to meet some of you guys. So,
yeah.
I believe that is all of the rest of the show out of the way, so that just leaves us with the plugs. And like I mentioned before, you can find us on Twitter over at Indie Waters, where we post all of the links to all of the matches that we watch here on this show, so you can watch them for yourself and let us know what you guys think about them. Reply tweet to us. Let us know. Talk to us. You could also go follow the Countout Network at CountOutPod on Twitter and go subscribe on YouTube, Countout Wrestling Podcast Network. Like us on Facebook at the same thing. And go check out our website, CountOutPod.com, where you can find all of the rest of the information for the Countout Network, which we are looking for writers and podcasters. So if you are an up-and-coming wrestling podcast and you think you need a home, go shoot us an email. You can go contact us over on the Countout website and let us know. We'd love to talk to you and see if we can bring you on. We'd love to have more people and grow the network as much as we can. So if you're looking for a home for your wrestling articles or podcasts, you know where to look. And I believe that about covers. You can go get our merch over at countoutpod.com/store. We still have that Indie Water shirt for sale, but you can also get a free one if you find us at the show. So I believe that about wraps up all the plugs. Zach, you got anything, buddy?
No, sir.
Didn't think so. So that just leaves me with one thing left to say, and that is to remember that there's a gigantic sea of independent wrestling out there.
So never stop exploring.
This has been a Count Out Podcast.
Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
It's Amanda Bones
And I'm Ashley.
of How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, the podcast on the Count Out Wrestling Podcast Network, a weekly show where we talk about all of our favorite things, babes, blood, and brutality.
We also talk about other fun things, like is Kenny Omega finally too tan? And how much blood is too much blood? Because that looks like way too much blood.
So join us on the adventure of teaching me, Amanda Bones, about wrestling.